Hey friends, what's up? Take two. You've been here for a while, then you know I used to always have to record every video twice for some reason. I don't even know why. I just did. Real quick, I want to chat about something that gets on my nerves, quite frankly, and that is the word declutter. I think as somebody who was like obsessed with dystopian novels in high school, the word declutter is giving Newspeak from 1984, where people say the word declutter instead of throw out, and I want to know why. Caveat being, I don't think that saying the word declutter and being critical of that is akin to censorship that we experience. Like, for example, I have posted videos on Instagram talking about, I'm reluctant to even say the word to see if this gets posted, but I've posted about genocides on Instagram and they're like, cool. You can't say that. We're literally not posting it. Like, I'll post videos about my day, what I'm wearing, whatever. And then once I have a story up that's about that, it literally won't load. I'll get like a spinning wheel of death. So, for example, when people have replaced the word KILL with unalive, so much so that we default to that. I would hope, I don't know if this is true, but I would hope that people aren't actually saying that in person. Maybe they are though. But I do think that that's an interesting example of internet speak that is not stealing from Black vernacular English, is not stealing from Black queer people like everything else, like clock it and shit and tea, but is like for an actual reason why people are saying that. Believe it or not, this is from a department store, like a random department store. I went last year to get my husband his Christmas present. I did a pickup order and I saw this and was like, no, I got, wait a minute, do y'all have this online? And they did, and it was like $15. Should I be talking about spending money on clothes? I've had this for a year. I wear it, whatever. Anyways, hey, I don't think that when people say the word declutter, it's that. I don't think that it's that. I think that for some reason, there is a reluctance to just call it throwing things away. And I want to understand why. Now, something that I had spent quite a bit of time talking about during take one of this video was that I think people confuse me being critical, just always questioning things, with, first of all, being very invested in them, but then also with, I think it was criticism, right? Like, it's inherently negative. I'm sincerely asking a question. Why do y'all say declutter instead of throwing things away? Is there a difference? My theory, my take on this is that there's not a difference, and that for some reason it makes people feel better to say that they're decluttering their makeup than just saying they're straight up throwing it out. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you are like, hey, what are you talking about? What I mean is, for example, when people will do a project pan. Again, this is why this fits into this series, and me being myself, I've been trying to watch videos to see like, okay, well, what can I enter into this? By having a project pan playlist on my channel, I said that without messing it up. But by having that playlist on my channel, I'm putting myself in conversation with these other videos. What am I getting myself into? So people will like be doing their year in review and say like, yeah, I have this product. I'm wondering if I should keep it till the end or if I should just declutter it. What the hell are you talking about? You mean throw it out? Because you can. That is what I am getting at with this question, right? Is decluttering something the same as throwing it away? What is this reluctance to say that we're throwing things away? I wonder if it's because in these conversations about using what you have, sustainability, not over consuming, not using shopping as a hobby, there's this feeling that by throwing things away, you're doing something wrong. To which, again, I would say, is throwing something away a bad thing? It's kind of inevitable, right? Like, I would argue that unless you are, for example, only using products by a company like Axiology. I was on their Instagram this morning. They're a company that focuses on sustainability within makeup. And so they make products that have almost minimal, almost negligible packaging, right? So their lip products are like an oil pastel picture. Like if you've done that in like art school as a kid, art class, or they're multi-sticks. Instead of being something like, instead of being a multi-stick like this one that I have where there's plastic on top and then there's a plastic component that the makeup comes in, it's cardboard so that you can just recycle the whole thing. When I am done with this, should I throw it away? Again, those are those bigger, like, is it on the consumer or the company type of questions that, I don't know, it seems to make people feel very yucky to say that they want to throw something out. To use myself as an example, I did a project pan and I have a makeup and minimalism series on my channel from five years ago, almost 5.5 years ago, from 2020. Where I was trying to I would use up specific products and then update y'all. I would say like, okay, I'm trying to finish this face wash this month. Let me see if I can do it. And I realize also from watching Project Pan videos now that people choose specific products that they're trying to finish. I have so little makeup that I just want to see what I can do without buying anything. I'm not like, all right, I'm project panning. Like, just the lingo is so weird, even to like for people to say I'm project panning this blush, you know? So it seems like folks have this reluctance to say that they're throwing things out. I had makeup from 2020, right? I had like a blush palette that I wanted to use. Fast forward to last December, around this time a year ago. I think the video came out this year, but I recorded it last December, where I was organizing this vanity and I said, yeah, the stuff that I just got rid of is that stuff. I had it for 4 years. I threw it out. I threw it in the garbage. And I know that to say that sounds a lot more, I don't know, it seems like more of a faux pas than to say, oh, I decluttered it. What the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, so, because if you recycled it, you would say that. Or if you donated it, you would say that. Is there a secret third thing that I'm not understanding? And that's what decluttering actually is. Tell me if you're following my point, okay? More. Who are you talking to? It's okay. Come here. I throw stuff out. This is a conversation in my household because if I've had food for too long, I will just throw it in the garbage. It's food, it will break down. Whereas my spouse is like, he keeps things way longer than I think is necessary. Like, if we haven't touched a leftover in a month, does it still need to be in our house? You know what I mean? I think I don't all the way do that when it comes to like beauty products. Like I said, for the most part, I have like a one in, one out. And certain things I buy in bulk. You know, like I mentioned that I can only use one type of sensitive skin body wash. So I just buy multiple at a time. And like once I have one left, I just go and buy more. There's not like a thrill of acquiring in that way. I think the issue becomes throwing out stuff that is like barely used because the purpose of the purchase was you wanted something new. For me to throw out 4-year-old makeup that I was nowhere near finishing, 4+-year-old makeup that I was nowhere near finishing because I was organizing my vanity, there are people that probably would fight me on that. No. And why, for some reason, does it seem better to say that I decluttered my vanity than I threw out some of my old makeup? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I would argue that people just don't want to sound a way to me. And I'm saying that to me, you sound more of a way when you use weird words like declutter or saying that you are project panning as a verb, a product, instead of just saying trying to finish. You know, that's where that weird double speak thing comes in, where I guess this is something that I'm always cognizant of, right? Like even in both my professional life and in my education, I try to make things very legible to people. And so I try to think like, okay, if somebody just stumbled across this video, would they know what I'm talking about? And that's why I give context for stuff. Whereas people will say like, yeah, I tried to project pan this blush and I wasn't able to, so I'm gonna declutter it. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Do you agree or disagree? Am I misunderstanding something about the word decluttering? Is there a secret third thing? But my feeling is like, if you were gonna recycle it, you would have said recycle. If you were going to donate it, you would have said donate. Declutter seems to mean throw out. But maybe I have it wrong. In case anyone's wondering, I have on that light serum concealer that I showed y'all, the pressed powder that I use that goes with it. I have on my baked bronzer and my baked blush because I figured, hey, we're trying to use stuff, am I right? We're trying to project pan, fuck that. We're trying to use our stuff. And I also have on highlighter for some reason. And then I used my infamous, only because I kept talking about it, that eyeshadow that I told y'all about, which it's like literally barely a color. Y'all, I was supposed to get contacts. I literally have the prescription. I wanted to get contacts so that it's easier to wear a face mask, but also like, I don't know, like am I hiding behind my glasses? Real quick, just in case anybody's nosy. When I'm recording, all I see are my wedding rings, so this is what they look like in case anybody's like in my business, because I be in people's business. I will literally stop a TV show and tell my husband, yo, look at her ring, and he'll do that for me. He'll be like, yo, look at that person's shirt, that's good. And then I have on eyebrow gel and eyebrow pencil, and now it's still 2025 as I'm recording this, but I finished my eyebrow gel. That's what I have on my face today. I also, not applicable 100% because it is focused on makeup, but I want to start using up the fragrances that I have. So I've been wearing the same perfume. I got this perfume in September 2021. Yes, I remember. It's this full. I'm finishing this shit because I have finished multiple travel size or like small roller balls and sprays. I have finished probably like 3 in that span of time. Why do I still have this? That's the mindset that we're gonna use, and my bitch ass is not decluttering designer perfume. Are y'all okay? I don't know that anybody does that. Yeah, so that was my yap. My project pan playlist will consist of both me using my stuff, but then also hopefully more like yappy discussion type of videos as well, because I do think it's interesting to be in conversation with y'all. All right, well, thanks for listening. Well, that was fun, and I'll see you in my next video.